So I'm thinking about the question of free will. There's a natural tendency to look at it from a physics perspective. The concept of Laplace's demon has been around, well, since Laplace's time. It's not a revolutionary idea that everything is predetermined and therefore there is no room for free will in a universe such as ours. And there are questions about quantum probability, how that factors in. Regardless of where you stand on that, I think there's another perspective we could look at this, which is the question of who are you, in the question of whether you have free will. Because as far as I can tell, the self is just an experience. It's as much an illusion as what you see when you look around and what you hear. It's just something that we experience, and therefore we are not the ones making the decisions. We are just experiencing ourselves making the decisions, and there is some experimental evidence backing that up. It's been shown that there is a bit of a delay from when the body generates an impulse to do something and when the person experiences the impulse. So basically the body is telling itself to move before the person is aware that they are telling themselves to move. There's the theory that consciousness itself evolved sort of in the last several thousand years as writing came about, and people prior to that time experienced their thoughts as external voices. And so the idea of an internal monologue is more like a relatively recent phenomenon, if you go by that theory. And there's a very interesting book on it that I read several years ago. I don't remember the name of it. So my stance on free will at this time is essentially, regardless of where you stand on the physics and the idea of superdeterminism, the you that you feel thinking and making decisions is actually an experience that is created within the brain, and the brain has its own set of thought processes. And so of course we have a perfect illusion of free will, because what we think of, what we think and how we make decisions is an experience that has been made by the brain that has made its decision. So we just experience the reasons and the logic behind every decision that we make. So are we actually doing anything, or are we just experiencing a nice story that explains what the brain has already worked out, milliseconds before we experience it? I don't remember what the delay has been measured to be, but that's pretty much it. So, do we have free will? It depends who you call you, and maybe even